going on, listen to those YouTube TJ here once again with my review of the iPad Pro 12.9 inch 2020 model. I am super excited to get to talk about this because Apple just announced these last week and already we have them in our hands this week. And with this current health crisis going on in our world right now, I really did not know when we would actually get our hands on these. I thought maybe Apple might not release this until later this year. But it turns out they did. We have them in our hands. So let's dive right into why you should, or perhaps should not pick up this new iPad Pro. So these new iPad Pros all start with 128 gigabytes standard. So there's no more 64 gigabyte storage option. Hallelujah. Can I get a hallelujah? Thank you, Apple. This is something that Apple should have done from 2018, but they didn't. And so now when you get an iPad, you get an acceptable storage amount. And depending on how you're going to use this, even 128 might be too small for you, but I would argue for most people 128 will be just fine. Now, what else do you get with these new iPads that makes it worth the upgrade? Well, you get something now called the A12Z chip. Now, these are not dramatically better than the A12X that we saw in the 2018 iPad Pro models, but they do offer better performance slightly. And some reports are claiming that it is just an A12X chip with an extra GPU core enabled. Now, I don't know the legitimacy of these rumors, but that's what some reports are saying. But nevertheless, you're still going to get great performance, amazing performance, I should say, from these devices, whether you're doing video editing, photo editing, you're working in Adobe apps, iMovie doing 4K video, you're going to be very pleased with these devices, especially the 12.9 inch iPad. Now, I have gone back and forth, guys. I'll be honest with you. I owned both the 11 and the 12.9 inch iPads from 2018, and I enjoyed them both. I tested them, but I have to say, I still stand by my opinion that this is the model to go with. I am now, as you can obviously see, I'm back to the 12.9 inch. And I am using this as my daily driver. And that brings me to my biggest point of this video is if you're going to invest this kind of money into an iPad Pro, I strongly suggest you put an effort into making it your daily driver. So if you own a super powerful MacBook Pro, or any other super powerful laptop, I'll be honest with you, this might be overkill. But if you're like me and you have made this your daily driver, I currently have no other laptops, this will be an excellent daily driver, whether, again, you're doing productive or creative tasks. This has plenty of horsepower behind it because it is a beast. Now, what else do you get with these new 2020 iPads? You get a new camera system. You get an ultra-wide and wide lens now, which is extremely nice if you're going to use that. Now, I know some people say, why have cameras on tablets at all? But to me, I argue, why not? It's nice to have, maybe if you're doing a multi-camera setup for your videos, or you just want to take a big old picture of your family with a big old tablet, why not? There you go. You have it right there. So either way, you can't go wrong. We also now get something called the LiDAR scanner. Now, what is a LiDAR scanner? What that basically means is that you're getting an enhanced sensor for augmented reality. Now, this is actually pretty cool. And I do believe that we're going to see Apple use this further in the next version of iOS. So Apple definitely has something up its sleeves in terms of that new scanner. But even right now, you can use different AR apps that really take nice advantage of that sensor. And it just basically allows a more accurate and efficient use of AR. So that's the key changes here in terms of the overall package of the iPad Pro 2020. Now, of course, there's a lot more to dive into in terms of like the Magic Keyboard accessory that they also announced last week, but that doesn't come out until May, so we can't talk about that right now. I should mention also they did announce there's also a new Smart Folio keyboards, which we've had since 2018, And those are also upgraded now, or at least changed, so now they can support this new iPad Pro. Now, I wouldn't suggest buying the Smart Folio keyboards. They kind of just are lousy, in my opinion. I would wait until the Magic Keyboard accessory comes out. Yes, it is ungodly expensive, but that's just the Apple way. If you like that kind of thing, it's worth having. So, just to recap, we have a new camera system. We have the A12Z Bionic chip, which is slightly upgraded over the A12X chip found in the 2018 iPads. We have a new baseline storage option of 128 gigabytes, so you are getting that upgraded storage no matter what. And you're getting performance that is slightly above the 2018 iPad Pros, and this is not a bad thing, because again, keep in mind, guys, the 2018 iPad Pros were an absolute beast as they were. So, in conclusion, I have to say I am incredibly impressed with the iPad Pro 2020, and that's really not a surprise, because Apple just always hits it out of the park. Unlike the glitches and bugs that we kind of found in the MacBook Pro 16-inch, which led me to return it, the iPads are always just super consistent. They just always work as they should, and it's just an amazing experience. And with this new iPad OS 13.4, which enabled trackpad support, you're getting an even better, full, computer-like experience that cannot be overlooked. If you have been in the market for a 12.9-inch iPad Pro, this is definitely the time to jump in and invest in one, especially if you're using it as your daily driver. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. If you enjoyed my content, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Until then, please stay healthy and stay well, and I'll see you soon.